ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Star Wars figure review. Now today, I'm super excited to be taking a look at the deluxe version of the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now if you caught my unboxing, you would have known that by now, I think this head sculpt is marvelous, so let me put all of that to rest, hopefully in this full review. Now before we begin, I want to say a huge thank you to Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland HK. He is the toy wizard. His link is down in the description below if you want to pick up this Obi-Wan Kenobi figure or pre-order something else that is coming out very soon. As I said, the links are down below. Definitely do hit him up. Also check out Mint and Sealbox Media if you want to see day zero footage of these figures. The immediate day that it comes out in Hong Kong, we are putting up footage on Mint and Sealbox Media. Again, the link is down in the description below. So what we're going to do now is get all of Obi-Wan's accessories out here and take a look at everything that comes in this deluxe package. As you can see, Obi-Wan comes with a hell of a lot of stuff, and that's because this is the deluxe version. Now let's look at the deluxe accessories first, and then we'll get it out of the way and look at what the standard one comes with. So the first thing that he comes with is this sort of table holographic piece, and I did say this in the unboxing, but it's got a really nice sort of textured feel to the front of the table there. I really do love the fact that they've gone and done that, and it's a really nice sort of flat paintwork. Now you can see that I've removed the battery door from the bottom, and it takes 3 AAA batteries, and yes, it does light up. Now you can't really tell because of the super harsh studio lighting, but when you pop the holograms on there, that is the effect that you get, and I think that looks really, really cool. The only unfortunate thing is I wish there was a DC point or a micro USB or something in the bottom so you could have it lit up all the time. This alone is something that I think a lot of people are not going to take advantage of, which is unfortunate because it does look really awesome and it is one of the deluxe pieces. Now he also does come with these 2 holograms, obviously being Anakin and the Emperor, and they are really, really awesome. I do love this sort of stepped effect that they have to make it look like they are holograms in motion, and you can see that they've applied a little bit of paint on the face and the hands and such to make them look like they did in the film. So we're slowly getting to what the normal figure comes with, but the last deluxe accessory is this little tiny 1/6 scale Luke Skywalker baby, and I mean, it's creepy in the fact that it's a tiny little 1/6 scale baby, but it's painted really, really nicely, and it looks like a real sort of small shrunk down baby, and I do love the fact that he comes wrapped up in this blanket as well. A really nice piece to have. Now, taking a look at some of these standard accessory pieces, here is the chopped up battle droid, and I love the way this looks with this sort of superheated look like he's just been sliced down the side. Now, you can't unfortunately piece this together or anything, but you can see what that would have looked like. I don't know if this is an indication that we're going to be getting battle droids from Hot Toys, but I certainly do hope so. Now, you can see that this piece doesn't have the superheated look. That must have been chopped off previously, but you can see that the face does have it. Now, the details are a little bit soft. They're not as sharp as you'd come to expect from Hot Toys, but these are sort of soft, rubbery pieces. This is not really the super high-end stuff that you'd come to see from Hot Toys. This, I think, is what's akin to the vinyl material used on the Hulkbuster 2.0. But we do get this really nice blaster, which is made from a solid plastic, and this could be an indication of a blaster we're going to get in the future with some other Hot Toys figures. Unfortunately, it doesn't come out of his hand unless you sort of chop it there and remove it, but yeah, I would assume it can come out. It's sitting in there, and it does sort of move, so I guess you could take it out, but it's a really nice piece, and I do hope to see some more Battle Droid stuff from Hot Toys in the future. Now, let's have a look at his display base. So he comes with a display base with 2 interchangeable cards, and unfortunately it doesn't have the detail on the underside, so you can't have the 3 display options. Now, this top one here does look like just a generic sort of like someone at Hot Toys googled sand display base or sand texture, and this has come up. There's even like a little bit of a boot print in there and over there. I kind of wish that this was more specific to Mustafar, like the end scene where Anakin and Obi-Wan were dueling, and then Anakin fell down and Obi-Wan had the high ground. I kind of wish this was like a more dark, gritty sort of with a bit of molten lava. That would have looked really cool, but either way, these are still rather nice to have. And then, obviously, he comes with his lightsaber blades. Now, this, I know you can't really see it. There you go. This is the sort of swooshing effect. It's a super sort of light, vibrant blue color, and I do love the way that looks. And then he comes with the standard blade attached to his hilt. Now, his hilt is detailed to the nines. It looks really, really nice. I love the way that they've actually painted this thing up. It looks like a shiny metallic piece. Now, you'll notice that there's an actual hole on the hilt there, and that is for the plug-in little pieces. These tiny, tiny little pieces here. We got the same thing with Anakin. You pop them into the hilt. There's 2 different versions, as you can see. That one's meant to go on the belt, and that one's just meant for display, and you can interchange them as you see fit. Now, we're almost there, guys. Don't worry. We'll get a look at the figure in just a second. Here is the light up lightsaber blade arm, and you can see that it comes with the hilt already attached. You can see that it's a little bit fatter. It kind of reminds me of those old Force Effects lightsaber blades with the really sort of thick neck compared to the actual prop, which was a much thinner neck there. Interesting to see that Hot Toys went that route, but they had to fit the sort of LED in there somehow, and that's the sacrifice they made, unfortunately. And the final little accessory piece that he comes with is his communicator. I love the way that this is done. This is a really nice piece, and the fact that he does come with a hand in order to hold it is nice as well. So when he's talking to R2 or Anakin, he can definitely hold that in that specific hand, which is good to see. And he also does come with his peace hand, or his sort of Obi-Wan style pose hand, which you'll see towards the end of the video. A really nice sort of pose to have Obi-Wan in, and it's his sort of iconic pose from the films, obviously. Now, we've left the accessory sort of everywhere in a decimated sort of fashion, so what we're going to do now is get that Obi-Wan figure out here and take a look at that head sculpt. Alright, it's that time. Let's have a look at the head sculpt. Now, let me just say, I think that there is absolutely no contest. This is Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know why people are complaining. Yes, it's a little bit different from the prototype. Even JC Hong did admit that there were some changes because of licensor approval, but I don't think that makes this any less of a good head sculpt. This is an immaculately well done, well painted, and well-crafted piece. It looks exactly, as I said, like Ewan McGregor from Revenge of the Sith. They absolutely nailed it. This head sculpt is 100% on point in my opinion. I know the prototype head sculpt was a little bit sharper in detail, but that's because it has to be. It's the master head sculpt. When they do go and make molds of it, there are some details that get lost, and I don't think that this has suffered too terribly much from it. It still looks absolutely on point. It looks just like him from any angle, in my opinion. They absolutely did nail it. Now, taking a look at the rest of the outfit as a whole, they have really, really gone to town with the actual details on the outfit. Now, you can't really see, but there's a light sort of brushing of darker paint or dye or something on the actual outfit to give it a bit more dimension, because if there wasn't, it would be all one color and a little bit one-dimensional. They've absolutely gone to town and done all of that sort of stuff. And the fact that the belt is so nicely done, just like Anakin with all the little capsules and all the little clips and everything, it looks really, really good. Now, luckily, in the actual box itself, they did include spare buttons in case they fall off. Now, I love the fact that this is a proper leather work belt, or in this case, probably vinyl, I'd say. I don't think Hot Toys has gotten to the stage of using real leather for their belts, but it does look really, really good. It looks like a real working belt. Now, removing the robe itself, you can see that the inner robes are equally well done. The light, I'm sorry, is super bright towards the top here, but I'm pretty sure you can still see. It's more to look at the actual belt itself, and they've done a nice job of detailing all around the entire belt, basically, to make it look just like it did on screen. So what I'm going to do now is move the camera down a little bit, and I'll give you a look at the rest of the outfit. Taking a look at the pants and the boots, they've done a marvelous job on this as well, but first of all, let's have a look at the actual lower part of the tunic. Now, you can see here that there's that really dark sort of shading towards the bottom, and I'm glad that they actually went ahead and did that. Unfortunately, there's no swap-out tunic. I really wish the deluxe version had come with a swap-out tunic for the top, with some battle damage parts like he was battling on Mustafar, and the lava sort of has come up and hit his outfit. That would have been really nice, but unfortunately it was not to be. Maybe a third party eventually will get around to doing that. Now, the boots look really, really good. They are different to the ones that we got with Anakin, and they are a really nice sort of red color. I do love the way that they have actually molded it, so it does look like it's a sort of really, really nice leather piece. It is just vinyl, obviously. It's not a real leather appliance, much like the belt. Now, it does sort of suffer from that little bit of bunching in the ankle area, although it does allow for a pretty good range of motion out of the boot, which is really good. I mean, there's only so much you can do with these vinyl pieces. It's either go for a fully sculpted boot with no articulation, do the split cut boot design, which I think wouldn't have really worked with this particular figure, or go for this part here, what they've done with the vinyl. I definitely think this is the best option for the Star Wars figures. Now, doing a quick side-by-side comparison between the normal version of Anakin and Obi-Wan, you can see that there is definitely a height difference there, and I think it's absolutely on point from what we saw in the film. These two look amazing together, and I'm very, very happy that Hot Toys decided these would be their first two prequel figures to do, because as I said, this is a match made in heaven. These two are really, really awesome on the shelf, and it doesn't matter if you have the normal version of Anakin or the dark side version of Anakin. There are so many different display options that you can put together with Obi-Wan and Anakin either fighting or fighting side by side. It's a really, really awesome dynamic pair to have, and I do think that they absolutely nailed the scale between these two figures. Starting off with the first cool thing about Obi-Wan, and it's the fact that there are no wires in the hood. And you're probably thinking to yourself, hang on, Justin, what the hell are you talking about? No wires? And what I mean is the fact that they aren't even necessary. They've made the material even lighter than they have in the past, so it just drapes really, really nicely on the actual head sculpt without needing too much futzing. Now, the Anakin Skywalker, if you remember correctly, needed a hell of a lot of futzing to get it to sit anywhere near perfectly, and this guy requires a hell of a lot less to get an even better result. The second cool thing, and it's a bit of an odd one, is the fact that they've actually included the skin texture, or that speckling pattern, on the light up lightsaber arm. Usually we don't get this, and the fact that we do on Obi-Wan is not only perplexing, but also really awesome. Now the third cool thing has to do with the holograms, and it's the fact that the bottom is completely open, so that means if you wanted to, you could install some LEDs up inside the bottom of the Emperor and Anakin to get them lighting up even better than they do on the table. The surprise fourth cool thing about this Obi-Wan figure is, of course, he can have the high ground. Now, the first annoying thing about Obi-Wan, and you probably guessed it, is the fact that they are 3 AAA batteries in the bottom, rather than having a DC point on the back that you could just plug in, because I know a lot of people would want to have this thing lit up all the time. The second annoying thing is the fact that you have to plug in these little pieces manually into the actual hilt itself. They don't come included, so there's a high chance of either you breaking one of them or you losing them. The third annoying thing about Obi-Wan is the fact that his robe is not entirely lined. So if you look inside here on the sleeve, you can see that there's some rather nice lining, so the actual stain from the outfit doesn't actually transfer onto the body. But when I was actually unboxing this guy, on the tape there was some transfer of this color onto the tape itself. Now I'm worrying that if I do have the hood up, or actually the robe on the outfit, it might potentially stain it. Just wrapping up on this Hot Toys Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, I think this is an absolutely marvelous release by Hot Toys. They absolutely nailed it. The head sculpt is 100% on point. For those of you who are on the fence, get off the damn fence and pick this thing up if you are a fan of Revenge of the Sith. This is going to be the best interpretation of the Ewan McGregor version of Obi-Wan Kenobi that we are ever going to get. I don't see Hot Toys coming out and reissuing this version, or like a Mustafar damaged special edition or anything like that. I don't see that happening. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the only version from Revenge of the Sith. So absolutely pick it up, because otherwise you'll be paying a hell of a lot on the aftermarket after this thing sells out. And if you do have Anakin, then you absolutely need this guy to complete the set, whether you have the dark side version or the normal version. So absolutely pick him up. Now the link to pick him up is down in the description below. Philip Liu, the toy wizard over at Toys Wonderland HK, as I said, link down below. Check out Mint in Sealbox Media as well for the Day Zero special showcase reviews of these figures, the second they hit the streets in Hong Kong, the Mint in Sealbox figure podcast, as well as Justin's Collector Group, all down in the description below. Now that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.